Peace Reflections, good energy to all. So in this video, I just wanted to make, it's probably going to be a brief one. I wanted to just address a few things from my last video and maybe touch on a few other subjects. But, I mentioned, how this, New World Order, secret society, these particular type of entities, they like to participate in gay orgies and I just wanted to say I have nothing against gay people at all, and I apologize because that it wasn't being totally fair, because it isn't just gay orgies they have; they also invite females too. So I'm aware of my unfair judgments, and I'm sorry. I recognize it and I apologize. I really. So yeah, that, and I also wanted to just say also concerning America, and I said that I feel like America did have some good original values, and I thought about that for a minute, and there's a lot of bad things that America's responsible for and supporting and pushing, and that's very true and real. But when the way I feel and some of the things I've seen and heard, when you look at the original ideas of of America, the Constitution, it was essentially about giving power back to the people. It was us detaching from England, this monarch king that is very controlling over people's lives, and and taking back our own power. Taxation. No taxation without representation. That whole deal. I think that's what it is. But anyway, a lot of the concepts that the original Constitution had, some of them were good, and just getting away from that type of tyranny of England and all this and that, I think is a good thing. And I also think allowing opening up our borders and allowing immigrants to come in, and that's kind of like creating some type of a safe haven for other people who want to flee these other countries that are very tyrannical and just not good for whatever reason. Sorry, I might be a little parched. I'm out here at the park, and it's a beautiful Oregon summer day, but it is a little warm. So anyway, and then I also wanted to touch on the subject of the Native Americans, and and this comes from something that I actually witnessed while I was in rehab. I'd already been in, and we had a Native American that came in, and immediately we kind of clicked. I mean, we got along really well. We talked a lot. He was good in the kitchen. I was good in the kitchen. And, but anyway, my point is, we got to talking about some really deep subjects. And this is, probably one of the most intimidating men that I've ever met in my life. I mean, not intimidating, just tough. I mean, he was intimidating, but, he could be seen as intimidating. I wasn't intimidated by him because he's got a really good aura, but he's a very robust, strong Native American. And when I got to talking to him, like, you've been through a lot of stuff. Like, you've been shot multiple times, stabbed, ran over, beaten. He faced down a bear. I mean, one of the toughest cats I've ever met in my life. And he had the only other human being I met who had the exact same August 23rd login date that I've had, which I thought was pretty ironic too. And he was also the best chess player in our whole rehab thing. So, pretty extraordinary individual. And he told me himself, because we got talking about some deep stuff, and I was like, I feel real bad about what us Caucasians, Americans did, coming here and taking over your country and stuff like that. And he actually retorted with saying, it's like, yeah, he was appreciative of that, but he also told me that they'd lost their way. They started killing each other, they started stealing from each other, they lost their way. And that makes total sense when you look at the law of attraction, karma, cause and effect. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is an effect. Every bad thing that happens to you happens because somewhere down the line you did some bad. And the same thing can be said for the Native Americans and them losing their land and us coming here and doing what we did. So I just wanted to to say that. And then also, with my whole idea on Americans, possibly being able to reverse a lot of the bad things on the planet. If you look at America, we are, we're the one of the most powerful countries on the planet. We're also one of the newest countries on the planet, and we're responsible for a lot of creativity, versatility, and just exploration, just moving on, continuing, pushing through different borders, changing, evolving. That's why a lot of the greatest artists, in music, writing. I mean, they're all over the world, but there's a lot of them in America, and and I think that's that there's a reason behind that. It's because we are some of the most explorative, adventurous, forward-seeking people on the planet. But along with that comes, this is why trying to do too much and trying to go into too many lanes will lead you astray, and it will lead you open to infiltration from demonic sources and beings. So that's exactly what happened with America. The Illuminati, the Freemasons, the evil ones came in, much like they did in Egypt, and they infiltrated the founding fathers of America. And instead of us being this country for the people, by the people, it turned into, that was just like a scam to attract more people. And then slowly they withered their way in, and then they started bringing in slavery, and they started pillaging the planet and the grounds, and then Civil War broke out. I mean, we all know the rest of the story from there. But that very loving, beautiful, explorative, adventure, power to the people, feeling vibe does still really exist here in America and in spades. And the middle class of America does have a lot of money, and there is a lot of us. And I feel if more of these middle class people who work, they're Babylonian jobs and stuff like that, but a lot of them have really good hearts. And I think if they really knew how sick and twisted the powers that be really are, and if they knew who they really were, when I say who they really are, what their most high selves are or want to be, if they're really aware of that, if they're able to feel that, see that, and understand the logic behind it, and if they knew about energy, and these things, it could change a lot of stuff. And people could start networking together, and we could start really getting organized and moving away from these major Babylonian cities and starting to rebuild, regroup, replant, and repent our old ways, and reverse these sins and become saints, and give power back to the people. Because we have the power. We do. There's so many human beings on the planet. If we all started to get together and wise up, this beast game, he would have to dip out. He would have to dip out. He's only here as long as we allow him to be here. I shouldn't say he, it's an it. So yeah, with that being said, I love myself. I'm sorry again if my lips are a bit chapped and stuff. I'm probably a little bit dehydrated out here. Second time that guy came over, but anyways, yeah, I love myself, and organize a good day. All right, goodbye.